What's up, everybody? We are live for UFC Moscow in Russia. We got Mark Hunt versus Oleynik, and like we always do before we talk about this card, we'll talk about the recap of last Saturday's card, UFC 228, and it was a pretty good card actually. I mean, to be honest, one of the best cards of the year. A lot of exciting fights, a lot of finishes. Betting wise and picks wise, it wasn't a good night. I went 5-8 picks wise. Betting wise, I went 0-5. And yeah, my last two cards have been really bad. I've lost like 27 units my last two cards, so you can say that I'm definitely on a losing streak right now. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this next card, and excited to get back on the winning track. So let's talk about my 5 bets that I lost on. We got the main event, Darren Till versus Tyron Woodley, and yeah, man, Till just went out there and just didn't look good. Threw like 2 punches. And hats off to Woodley. He went out there and made a statement and got a second round finish and looked really good. Till needs to go up the middleweight. Obviously, that's common sense. And the next fight's going to be Colby versus Tyron Woodley, and I can't wait for that fight. Co-main event, Andrade versus KK. Andrade went out there and butchered her. I think she needs to fight Suarez next. That would be a very good fight, I think I got Andrade pre-tape, but that's a very good fight. So yeah, betting wise, my other bet, my second one, I lost on Nico Price, obviously. He got starts in like a minute, and he's still a good fighter, man. I'm not off the Nico train. Just, it looks like Abdul is the real deal, man. And Abdul is the better fighter, and, Nico Price, like I said in the thing, I mean, I thought he could have struck with him. I did think that Razak had a striking advantage, but it just turned out that he should have went out for the grappling immediately, and he did, and he got smoked. So we'll see what Price does next, and I do think that Razak's really good. But let's see him with Vicente Luque. That's a very good fight, and I can't wait for that to happen if it does. Also lost in Alex White. Jim Miller just went out there and just smoked him, man. That's all I can say. Alex White just did not look good. I'm never gonna bet him again. Who else? Cody Stamann. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, Aljo just damn. That was a very good submission, and just showed he wasn't ready, man, for that fight. And Aljo, he's good. I still think, he's not going to be a champ, obviously. I still think, he can be faded, but is what it is. And then my last one with Lucy, I do think she won that fight. I think it was a robbery, but, it is what it is. Down to show, that she's a gamer for sure. So enough with the last card. Let's talk about this card. A lot of people are saying it's a very bad card. I don't think it's one of the worst cards. It's definitely a tricky card, though, for, betting wise, because there's a lot of mismatches on the card. I feel like there's some fights a lot of people don't know the people. There's a lot of guys making their debut. And, I mean, it's in Russia, so, the judges could be bad, just like it was in the last card, the last Russia card. But, yeah, I like this card. I mean, it's on free TV, and I have 3 plays. And without further ado, man, let's get right into it, because the first fight of the night, we have a play. We got Taryn Ware versus Merab, and I'm not even going to butcher that last name because, I'm not going to say it right. And I have the underdog here, and I have 2.5 units set plus 330. It's like 380 now, so I kind of messed up on that, but I still like the line. And to win, I believe 8.25 units. So yeah, I do like Tyron Ware in this matchup, and I actually bet him versus Sugar Sean O'Malley. And yeah, he lost that fight. I think it was 1-1 going in the third, which a lot of people agree with. And O'Malley just showed that he had a little more gas in the tank. O'Malley's a very good fighter. I think he's going to be, a top 5 guy in the future. And it just showed that, that Sugar O'Malley just outstruck him in the third round, had a little more gas and won the fight. Let's talk about his debut with Cody Stamann. Cody Stamann just took him down. And on the feet, they had a lot of good striking exchanges. I do think Tyron Ware won the first round. And one, the judges scored 29-28. The other 2 scored 30-27. But yeah, so he lost his first fight to Cody Stamann, who's, a top 10 guy, in my opinion. He's going to be a top. I mean, what is he ranked right now in the top? Actually, he is ranked in the top 10, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he could top 10 guy. He just lost to Aljo's first fight in the UFC. First loss. But I mean, Stamann's still a good fighter, man. Losing to him is no shame. Then the Sugar Sean O'Malley, losing to him a close fight. I mean, the Cody fight wasn't close. I mean, the Sugar fight was closer than that. But I mean, both these fights took out against 2 really good guys, and then his third fight against Fire Kid, Tom Dukenwall. I mean, I think that Tyron Ware won that fight. I think it was a robbery. I think he definitely won the second and third round. The first round was close, but I mean, Tyron Ware, in my opinion, he beat his ass. I mean, he smoked him on the feet, took him down. Took him down 2 times, but then they didn't score one of the takedowns because I think he just kind of like went on top of him. It was like a crazy scramble, but I mean, he for sure took him down 2 times, and he outstruck him and more takedowns, and he was pushing the pace. I don't know how you score that fight. The Fire Kid, I think he didn't look good in that fight, and I think Taryn Ware, broke him, man. I mean, he showed that he had good card in that fight. Very good jab, good right hand, and I like his kid's boxing a lot. And a lot of people, think he sucks because he's 0-3, but I mean, to be honest, he's 1-2, and his 2 losses against really good fighters. And even Fire Kid's, not a jobber. The guy's a good fighter, but I mean, Taryn Ware beat him on the feet, man. And let's talk about Merab. So he's 0-2 in the UFC. His debut against, Frankie Saenz, he goes out there and takes him down 11 times, and he still finds the way to lose the fight. He took him down 11 times and didn't do anything with him. I mean, Frankie Saenz got up all 11 times. Frankie Saenz hurt him, the body with some knees. He outstruck him on the feet, and I do think Saenz won that fight. A lot of people thought it was a robbery, but, Merab did not win that fight. He didn't do anything with those takedowns, and he lost all the exchanges on the feet. And his gas tank, he gasses, man, and he has a weird pace, and he likes to put everything in the pace, and you can tell he definitely gasses. And then his last fight against Ricky Simon, a lot of people thought that was going to be like a walk in the park. He's going to win a split and all this. There's 1-1 going in the third, and he broke in that fight as well, and he choked himself out. And Ricky Simon, proved that Ricky Simon's a pretty decent fighter for sure. But Merab's 0-2, Taryn's 0-3. He should be 1-2. So both these guys are, their backs against the fight or backs against the wall. Rooster's probably getting a good cut. Let's talk about the style matchup. Merab obviously has the grappling advantage. Taryn wears a striker. And even if Merab takes him down, I think Ware's going to get right back up. He's definitely improved his defense, his takedown defense. I mean, that's how he lost to Cody Stamann. Obviously, he's going to put in work with his, takedown defense, trained in Black House MMA. And I think on the feet, I know Merab, he comes forward, he has decent striking. He had that knockout against Rafael Stotts in his debut, or I'm sorry, the fight before the UFC debut. But I think Taryn was more technical. I think Taryn has the better striking. He has a good jab, like I already mentioned, a good right hand. And I think he's going to hurt Merab on the feet, to be honest. I don't know if he's going to get him out of there, but I think he's going to go to the scorecards again. I think, Taryn Ware's going to win a decision here, man. Like I mentioned, his back's against the wall, but he has the better striking. If he gets taken down, he's going to get right back up. And I just don't think Merab's that good, man. I mean, like I mentioned, all three of the guys that Taryn lost to are better than Merab. And I don't even think Merab lost a Fire Kid. He did not lose that fight. I'll tell you that right now. And I think he's going to go out there and, make a statement with his striking. And really, I mean, that jab is really good. And his pressure, too. He puts out really good pressure. He has good pace as well. I don't think he's like Merab. He has the gas. I mean, he got tired a little bit in the Sugar fight, but he looked really good last fight in the 3 rounds and, against Tom Duquesnoy. So I'm going to go with Taryn Ware, man, with the upset. And I think he's going to get it done with the striking. And I got a decision 29-28, but it wouldn't surprise me if he went out there and got a finish because he knows his back's against the wall. He said he wants to get a finish. And I think Merab, better be trying to get that takedown immediately because on the feet, I think that, he's at a disadvantage for sure, man. Striker versus grappler matchup. But if Merab takes him down, Ware's going to get up. He's not going to control him. This isn't Cody Stamann, man. Cody Stamann's a better wrestler and grappler than Merab, man. And the striking, man, just, I really think Ware's a better striker. He's to get that done. So first fight of the night, I got the upset. I got Taryn Ware by decision. Wouldn't surprise me, got a finish. Next fight, we got Ramazan Emeev versus Stefan Sekulic. And I believe that Stefan's making his debut. Short notice, Ramazan's looked pretty good in his 2 fights. He fought Sam Alvey at middleweight in his debut, won a split. I think it was unanimous. And then he went out there and beat Alberto Mina. The original fight would have been a lot better versus Claudio Silva, but I was picking Ramazan in that fight. Ramazan's a good prospect, man. He's good Russian. He's good everywhere. Good striking, good grappling, good pace, good cardio. Big for the division. And the guy making his debut, I don't think he's that good, to be honest, He's lost slower than Ramazan. I think Ramazan's just going to get in his face and get him to the mat and kind of just, grind on him. But I do think he can get a finish here, man, to be honest. I'm not going to be playing it. But, yeah, I got Ramazan by finish. I think he's going to, take him down and tap him out. So I got the Russian here. So next fight, we got a very good fight. We got big swinging Jordan Johnson versus the newcomer Adam Yandiev. And initially I wanted to bet Jordan Johnson at -170, but I passed. And now it's like what, minus 240 or something like that. I'm not going to be playing it at that, but I am picking, Jordan Johnson to get the win. The Russian hasn't fought in like 3.5 years. He's only fought cans. He's only beaten cans. You can say Jordan Johnson has fought in cans too and beaten cans, but all the three of the guys he beat in UFC are way better than the guys that Adam has fought. Frankenstein's a jobber, but he still went out there in 30-27 and dominated that fight. That was probably his best performance in the UFC. Then he went out there and beat Marcel Fortuna, which is still a 29-28 clear fight. Took him down. His jab, he has a very good jab. It was a pretty close fight in the feet, but I mean, he has a good jab, man. Good right hand, good pace, good cardio, and he's a very, big guy too for 205. So now he's dropping at 185. I think he's going to be a big 185 pounder. He's talking about going to heavyweight in the future. I think he should stay at 185 because he was really big at 205. Going to 185, he's going to be one of the biggest guys in middleweight. And then his last fight against, who did he fight? I can't think of his name right now, but he fought that Chris DeRocha guy, and it was a crazy. What is it? Hold on, let me check real quick. It was going to be bugging me if I don't know who he fought. What is his name? The guy who just fought. Oh, Adam Milstead, yeah. He definitely won that fight too. I don't know how that was a split. I thought he beat him on the feet. He took him down. And, man, I just think Jordan Johnson is the better grappler. He's a D1 wrestler, man. I mean, this guy's legit grappling. And he does have good striking too. A lot of people think he's bad striking. It's a good jab. And we haven't seen him, his striking that much in the UFC. We've seen his grappling. And we've seen his striking, which we haven't seen what it's all about. I think that he could definitely be more technical out there and use his striking a little more. Let's talk about the Russian. Make his debut. He's a grappler. He has a lot of submissions, and on the feet, he's slow. He's definitely, not the more technical fighter here. And I see a lot of people saying that he's live. I don't see it, man. I think Jordan Johnson's a good fighter. I know he hasn't had the best UFC career. No really good wins besides, all three of the guys he's beaten are not, going to be top 15 guys. But like I mentioned, I think the competition's way better than all the guys that Adam saw, and his grappling is no joke, man. I don't think Adam's going to go out there and out-grapple him. I definitely think Johnson's a better grappling. And I think he has a better striking. I think he's more technical. And I got Johnson by finish here. I think he's going to get his first finish in the UFC. And I think he's going to make some waves at 185. Even if he goes back up to 205, he's still a top 15 guy. This guy's a good fighter, man. I don't know why a lot of people criticize him. I do think Jordan Johnson is a good fighter and a future top 10 contender, either at 205 or 185. And he's undefeated for a reason. So next fight, we got Magomed Ankalaev versus Marcin Prachino. This is a really, really close fight. I've been going back and forth. Obviously, the line, is definitely off because, Ankalaev, he's a good grappler, but the guy drops the ball. He lost to the worst guy at 205 last fight against, Paul Craig, and he was winning the whole fight, and then Paul Craig just got a miracle submission. Paul Craig did take him down a couple times, but I don't think Prachino's going to take him down. Prachino's, one of those guys that likes to come forward and, throw bombs. He got knocked out against Sam Alvey. It was a bad game plan with his hands down. I mean, Sam Alvey's not, the most athletic guy. He's not the fastest guy, but he throws bombs, man. And he got smoked in that fight. And this fight, obviously I think Prachino's the better striker, has more power. But, Magomed, I think, is going to get in his face and get it in the mat and kind of grind him out. So I got Magomed with the 30-27 decision. And, that's all about that. Next fight we got my second play of the night. And I'll say this right here, another underdog. We got Merab Taisumov versus Desmond Green. And I know there's a couple red flags out there, Desmond Green. I mean, maybe just one red flag, honestly, is the whole, the case right now. He just, got in a car accident a couple weeks ago. I think a lady in there died and all this. But, I mean, he's fighting, man. I think he's not going to be thinking about that in the fight. Obviously, if it was bothering him, he wouldn't be taking the fight. And I think it's a good matchup. And to be honest, man, I mean, let's talk about, Taisumov real quick because he's a very good fighter. He's definitely, a beast, man. The guy's been finishing everybody. Let's talk about his career. I mean, he lost to Praceres, and Praceres is a good fighter. Obviously, Praceres had a very close fight with Desmond Green. I do think Desmond Green lost the fight. It all came down to the third round, but I mean, Praceres had like a 30-pound advantage in that fight. He missed weight. But all the guys that he's been beating lately, Taisumov, man, I do think that Desmond Green's better. He's way better than Felipe Silva. He's better than Alan Patrice. Alan Patrice, is a good grappler. He has a good record, but he didn't even go for a takedown in the Taisumov fight. So I don't know why his striking's not better than Desmond Green's. And he went out there and got starched. And then also Demir. Yeah, Demir's, a brawler, but he's still not on Desmond Green's level, in my opinion. Desmond Green is not going to go out there and try to brawl with Taisumov like all these guys are. Desmond Green's a good striker, but he's going to fight long. He's going to work his jab. He's not going to try to, go out there and, pressure Taisumov and get smoked like Felipe Silva and all these guys, man. I mean, he's going to fight long, fight smart. He's a very smart fighter. And I do think he can take him down. He has good grappling as well. He took down Praceres 3 times. I mean, I don't know why people are saying that Green has no chance here, man. He's definitely a live dog, man. I took the shot, man. 2.5 units at a plus 350. I do think Desmond Green's a good fighter. He's 2-2 in the UFC. He, won his debut against Josh Emmett. He's a pretty good fighter. I do think it was unanimous. It wasn't a split. Second fight with Rustam, I actually bet Green there. I thought it was a close fight. I actually thought it could have gone either way. If it wasn't in Russia, let's say it was anywhere else in Vegas, I thought Green could have won that fight, man. I mean, he outstruck the guy. He had a takedown. Rustam had a couple takedowns, so he didn't do anything with it. Green got right back up. And then the Praceres fight was a very close fight. Green took him down 3 times. The striking, was very close, but it all came down in the 3rd round. I do think the Praceres won the fight. Praceres is a very good fighter, man. Praceres is going to be a top 10 welterweight for sure. And then his last fight against T-Bell, I mean, Green dominated that fight. He won every round. I mean, he hurt him in the 3rd round. His striking looked very good, and he just dominated it. Obviously, losing T-Bell's, on his way out. He's done. But still going out there and beating a guy like that and looking very, good, in my opinion. I mean, that's pretty good, man. So, my reading this fight is just that, Taisumov is getting all these 1st-round finishes, 2nd-round finishes, and it's going to get hairy, man. I think it's late in those later rounds. I don't think he's going to finish Desmond Green. Desmond Green does have a very good chin, but the thing is he doesn't get hit that much. He's not going to try to brawl with Taisumov. I think, like I mentioned, he's going to fight very long, fight very smart, use that jab, use that very good right hand, and I think he's going to try to go out there and, grapple him. And I do think he can get takedowns. He misses it up. He has very good grappling, man. I mean, let's be honest, he's definitely one of the best grapplers Taisumov's ever fought. He's one of the smartest fighters ever fought, and he's one of the best fighters Taisumov's ever fought, man. I mean, the only other guy I think is better, obviously, than Desmond Green's Praceres, and obviously we just mentioned that Praceres beat both of them. But I do think that Green has a chance to win this fight, a good chance to win this fight, and I wouldn't be, betting it if I wouldn't be confident. So I got Desmond Green here, man, with the upset, and I got 2 dogs so far, betting wise, and let's get it, man. I like Desmond Green. I think he's gonna go out there and get the win. And let's get it. So next fight, we got Rustam Khabilov, we just talked about a little bit, versus Kajan Johnson. Yeah, weird fight. I think the line's off for sure. I think Kajan Johnson, he's a weird ass striker, but the thing is, he's not a bad striker, man. Kajan Johnson's not a jobber. He's a pretty decent fighter, but I mean, pretty clear the UFC doesn't want him in there anymore. And Rustam Khabilov's a good fighter, but I mean, he sometimes he drops the ball. He doesn't throw that much. He does have good grappling. I think it's going to be a close fight. I think Rustam obviously is the better grappler. I think Kajan's better on the feet. I think it has to split written all over. I'm going to have to go with Rustam to get the win. But I wouldn't be surprised if Kajan Johnson got the upset at all, because the line is definitely off. Next fight, we got Petr Yan versus Jin Soo Son. Another mismatch. I got Yan all day. I'm excited for this kid. He's very good. I think he's going to be a top 10 guy in the future. 135. He looks very good against Trudeau. I mean, the guy it's like a John Lineker. He comes forward, goes really good, has really good striking. And yeah, man, Jin Soo Son's not bad either, but he hasn't, it's his debut, man, against, a very good fighter in Petr Yan. I think Petr Yan's better everywhere, man. And they're both brawlers, which makes it pretty exciting, but I think that Yan is the more technical fighter and the more cleaner fighter, more well-rounded too. So I got to go with Petr Yan by, a first-round stoppage here. Next fight, I think the last fight of the prelims, we got CB Dollaway versus the newcomer Khalid, Murtazaliev, and this is like the 3rd opponent, change for CB Dollaway. I'm gonna flat out say I don't think Dollaway is good. I think he's one of the worst fighters at 185. He has a very bad chin, and he does have pretty good grappling when he uses it. His striking, he has power in his hands. Obviously, he's knocked out Cesar Matante. He's beating Francis come out in decision. He's not in there anymore, but he was a pretty good fighter, when he was in the UFC. And CB Dollaway's on a 2-fight winning streak, which is kind of funny. He beat Ed Herman and, still got hurt in that fight multiple times. And then he beat Hector Lombard, but it was a DQ win. Hector Lombard, dropped him and, hurt him very bad. Hit him after the bell, and they gave the fight to CB Dollaway. My thing is, I'm not going to be fading CB Dollaway here. I'm going to be picking the Russian. I'm not going to bet him because, he's making his debut. I don't think this guy's that good either, to be honest. I mean, he has good striking, but I mean, it's just one of those weird fights. You know, CB Dollaway has the experience. If he would have fought Omari, I would have been big on Omari, but I'm pretty sure Omari would have been Twitter mush. I mean, he would have been seeing the minus 400 for sure. But one thing I got to mention is though the Khalid has had pretty good body kicks, and you can tell that CB Dollaway does not, you know, he's not tough in the body at all. I mean, he's super weak to the body. That's what I was trying to say. I mean, Machida wrecked that body and hurt him really bad. But I think that CB Dollaway, you know, could definitely get takedowns. I think this is another very close fight. I've been going back and forth in this fight. I just can't pick CB Dollaway, man. I don't care who it is, but I'm not going to bet him because I don't think it's a safe one to bet, man. So I got Khalid, but with the upset, I think he's going to win a decision. Possibly put CB out, but I actually hope CB wins the fight so we can fade him in the future with someone good. I mean, we could fade CB with Kevin Holland. Let's do that. Yeah, that would be a very good fight. But I mean, easy money for Kevin Holland. So next fight we got Alexei Kunchenko versus Thiago Alves, and I think the same thing's going to happen when the Curtis Wender fought Thiago Alves. I think this guy's good, and it's not a kid. He's 33 years old, but he's 18-0. The guy has very good striking. I mean, a very good jab, a very good right hand. I mean, heavy hands, man. This guy he's a good fighter. I think he's going to make some waves at 170, man. He could definitely be a top 15 fighter in a couple fights. And you saw what Chris Wonder did. I think Chris Wonder is a very good fighter as well. He's ranked 15 in the division. And he smoked Thiago Alves, man. I mean, it was a dominant performance. Alves took him down once, didn't do anything, round-netted. And, I mean, it was just he broke him, man. He knocked him out in the second round. And I think Alves should be fighting more. I know I said that about Jim Miller, and Jim Miller just shut me up for sure. But Thiago Alves is a different fighter than Jim Miller, and I think he's going against a killer, man, in this Russian. So I got the Russian by a first-round finish, and I think him and Petr Yan are both going to make, you know, some waves in the divisions. So next fight we got Andre Arlovski versus Shamil. I'm not even going to say that last name because I'm going to butcher it for sure, just like Merab's last name. But, yeah, this is another close fight. I've been going very back and forth in this fight, but I'm going to have to go with the Russian here. I don't trust Andre. I know that his chin's held up, you know, recently. But, I mean, Shamil, you know, has awkward power. Obviously, Chase Sherman's terrible. But, I mean, Shamil is a good point fighting game. He was beating the crap out of Derek Lewis until, you know, that late comeback. And he has good grappling. I think he's going to out-grapple Andre. I think he can, you know, out-strike Andre. I think Andre, you know, he's not a complete jobber. Obviously, you know, he's a tough guy, but I just think that Shamil has more ways to win this fight. I think he can outstrike him more volume and some more grappling. So I got to go Shamil with the decision here. Next fight, we got my last play tonight. We got Jan Blachowicz versus Nikita Krylov, and I got Jan also 2.5 units. All three of my plays are 2.5 at minus 105. And I like this fight, man, for Jan. It's funny because, you know, after the Patrick Cumming fight, or maybe even before that, man, I mean, I just was not high on Jan. I actually faded Jan with Cannonier. And his last three fights, man, I mean, he's really shoved me up. He's looked so good. I actually picked him versus Jimmy Bad and fed him. Yeah, man, Devin Clark went out there. Could even get the takedown. Devin Clark has very good grappling as well. He's definitely one of the best grapplers at 205. He's not that good, but he has very good grappling. Couldn't take him down. Jan goes out there and submits him with a standing guillotine. Second fight on his win streak. I mean, Cannonier, man. I mean, I think Cannonier's a pretty decent fighter. He should be fighting at 185, so thank God he went to 185. And, I mean, Jan just put it to him, dropped him. Jan is so technical, man. He definitely has one of the best jabs in the division. He hurt Jimmy multiple times with that jab, and he dropped him as well. And then the fight with Jimmy, I mean, you know, Jimmy's still a good fighter, man. I don't think, you know, he's going to have the belt anytime soon. He's never going to be the champion, okay? He's a little shitty, too. But he's still a good striker, man. And Jan went out there and beat him in his own game. Jan took him down. Jan, I mean, hurt him multiple times. That was a brawl. And one thing I got to mention about Jan is he has one of the best chins, dude, in the division, man. For sure. His cardio obviously was, you know, a suspect in the Cumming side and all this. But, I mean, his last three fights, dude, he's definitely changed his whole career, man. He's definitely on those vitamins, if you know what I mean. And his cardio's look good as well lately, man. And, I mean, dude, he is so technical on the feet. Very good jab, very good right hand. And he has a good counter game. He wants you to come in, which is all about Krylov. He's, you know, going to be pressuring him. And I really think he's going to hurt Krylov in the feet. Krylov hasn't been fighting anybody in the regional scene. They're all complete bums, in my opinion. And, yeah, he beats Fabio Maliando. I can't even pronounce the name. Fabio is like 80 years old, dude. And the guy works at Subway right down the street from my house. So I think the guy is a complete bum. And what do you think Jan would do? Jan would have smoked him as well. And then the UFC has a pretty decent run, you know. And then Misha Serkinov, who I don't think is good, I think is a fraud, drops this guy and then taps him out. He's been subbed like 4 or 5 times, and Jan has pretty good jiu-jitsu too. I think Jan actually has a better grappling here. I think he's more technical. I think has very good striking as well. And one huge red flag about Nikita Krylov is that he's a finisher, man. I mean, he's only been out of the second round, I think, once in the third round, and he lost that fight. And he's been getting all these first round finishes. What's going to happen when he gets to the second and third round with Jan? The guy's cardio, he's in a gas, man. I mean, you don't finish a guy like Jan. Jan couldn't finish one time, and it was outside of the UFC. So I think it's going to be really hard for Krylov to finish Jan, man. So I got Jan here, man. I think he's going to go out there and either win a division or finish him late. And I think Jan's a top 5 guy, man. I mean, he really is. The guy is definitely looked very good lately, man. I mean, his game is good, man. I mean, good striking, very technical. He's been using his grappling a lot more. And I think his cardio has been a lot better, too. And he's big for the division, man. He's a very ferocious guy, man. So I like Jan here. And I got the upset. I can't believe he's the underdog. So that's my third play. So the main event, guys, of the evening, we got Mark Hunt versus Oleynik. And yeah, man, this is kind of a weird main event. Both these guys are older. They're definitely on their way outs. Obviously, Mark Hunt's a better striker. Obviously, he has way, better striking, more technical, heavy hands. Oleynik wants to get this fight to the mat. This guy's been, it's weird, man. I mean, he's been taking down and he submits you off his back with that Ezekiel choke. He definitely has a better grappling, man. So, I mean, he could definitely sub Mark Hunt, but I think he's been taking him on a punishment, man. I mean, 2 fights ago, Curtis Blades really hurt him bad. And obviously last fight, Junior Albini was tagging him, but Junior Albini sucks, man. He went out there and took him down. Mark Hunt's not going to take him down. Mark Hunt's going to go out there and get in his face and hurt him on the feet. And I think Mark Hunt's going to get a first or second round knockout here, man. So I got to go with the favorite, Mark Hunt. So to recap my plays, I got 3 bets. I got Jan, I got Taryn Ware, and I got Desmond Green. And yeah, just the 12 fights, man. I'm excited for this card. It's going to be at 7 in the morning, I think, and first fight's are on where, so it's exciting. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to bouncing back betting wise and picking wise, and I'm here to stay, man. So all you haters out there are going to talk crap and saying that, oh, you should retire. I'm never going to retire, man. I love this. It's my favorite sport. I'm very competitive, and I love, man, UFC. Shout out to Mr. Arkansas. I love the thing he's doing with the YouTubers, the predictions is definitely super exciting, and it's competitive, man. I like it a lot, and I'm a very competitive person, as you can tell. So it's very fun, and it gives me something to do besides my betting, and obviously besides drafting too. So yeah, guys, that's it. We'll be back for next week. Next week we got a pretty good card, man. We got a Brazil card. There's a lot of good fights in there, a lot of good opportunities, and yeah, let me down. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about every fight. What do you guys think about the main event? What do you guys think about Jan? Everything, man. I mean, I know I'm going to be getting a lot of crap for going with, betting Taryn Ware and betting Desmond Green, but I mean, I love betting underdogs, man. And I've had my most success with that, man. I do think that, they're going to get the upsides here, man. So let's get it, man. And we'll be back now. I'll be back next week. Later, guys.